air fighters go shoot it down, and then the Canadians are going to like go pick up whatever the fuck it was that they shot down.
Yeah.
And then there was like 2 more, one over U.S. airspace that they shot down. They don't know what it was, and they're not saying they're balloons. And like there's like actual descriptions of what those balloons have, and there's like no propulsion system or something like that.
There we go. What you call a chick that don't suck dick? You don't. Whoa.
You don't.
You don't. That's the answer, guys. You just don't.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, guys.
2 brains, 1 cell.
Forgot to write it up there. Episode 49.
49. Almost 50.
That's it for this.
And we are we're announcing our retirement.
Yep.
Actually,
We're going into retirement.
We're too funny.
We are way too fucking funny for you idiots.
we got to go into retirement. You know, we got
Like-
our 401k set up and everything. We're set.
We're too funny. The jokes go over your guys' head, just like it did with Ricky last week. That dude had no idea what the fuck was happening the
Joke
entire
acquired.
time he was sitting here. He had
Soap.
no idea. Soap? Bald guy in a Russian. Soap?
Soap.
Soap? Because Ricky's a little special. Hey, welcome back, guys.
Super Bowl. I like the Super Bowl. Oh, okay, good
UFC?
job.
I like UFC.
Oh God.
What the? Enough about last week. Just kidding.
Just kidding. We've actually got a couple of
We
things
do
about
have a
last
couple
week.
things
Actually,
about last week. Yeah, we have a couple things. You know,
I wanted to start with we missed some things with the JID stuff
we missed a lot of things
because we were trying to push as much as we could out without skipping anything too important so that we could get to the other people and have time for everyone.
we wanted to make sure we had all 3 of them on here because they were all here. We're like, we need time.
Yeah.
So
And it sucked because it was such a like that.
we got so much content to talk
Yeah.
about, and
It
we
was
got
so
through like
funny.
half of it.
Yep.
Like
And like there was one. We talked about that one.
we did get that one. Yeah.
Well, first the opener, someone threw their fucking keys on stage.
Yeah.
They're like their lanyard and their keys, and he grabs it and goes,
car keys.
"Whose keys is this? Whose keys is this?" And he goes, "You're dumb as fuck."
It was so funny. They're like, you're dumb as shit.
He's like, or I don't know if it was you or if he said it on stage. It was like his friends or whoever's friends that is like
Yeah, I was
really
like,
worried.
Yo, his friends must be pissed.
yeah.
The driver just threw his keys up on stage.
How are we gonna get home?
Yeah. It's one of those moments where his friend's like, Robert,
Are you fucking kidding me?
how are we going to get home?
Robert?
Robert? Richard? Fuck. What the fuck, Richard? Yeah. Ow, I hit my tooth.
That was so funny, and he kept saying, and he was holding it, and he was like, "Whose keys is it?"
Whose-
And everyone, for some reason, was saying it was their keys.
Yeah, all of a sudden, every single person in the crowd owned that car.
Yeah, all of a sudden, everyone just that was their keys.
It was their
everybody's.
keys, yeah.
So he couldn't get a direct answer. And he's like, "You know what? I'll just after this is over, I'll come give you your keys."
Which I thought was a bad idea.
Yeah.
I thought it was a really bad thing to say.
Yeah.
Because that just invites people to throw their keys up. It's like, oh, they're going to personally bring me my keys back.
Yep.
Oh, my God. I'm surprised I didn't see like 7 other pairs of keys go up there.
I'll bring it back to you.
Yeah,
You
I
just
know.
hear
I know. I was about to say, you just hear keys jangling in the air. Just a wave of them.
Oh God.
It was so weird, though.
And then like at the end of it, JID he goes, "Fuck it, here's some shoes," and takes the shoes off his feet and he throws them into the crowd.
And he didn't even like huck his matching shoes to one person. Different places.
Yeah, he threw one over here and one over there.
So 2 people got 1 shoe. What the fuck are you gonna do with that shoe?
Fuck it, have some shoes.
Have
Salt
some
Lake.
shoes. Imagine just being able to do that.
Yeah. Take some shoes.
Have some shoes. And those had to have been like over $100 pair of shoes.
I didn't even know what they were, but they were all white, whatever they were.
They were probably Jordans or some shit.
It was so funny. And then like you made like a little friend
I did.
in front of us.
There's this chick in front of us who got separated from her friends, and me and her both were kind of bugged by the people around us, so we just started being like, yeah, look at this fucking idiot.
Get a load of this guy.
Get a load of this fucking dude. And this chick was like 4'10".
She was so short.
She was tiny.
I felt so bad.
And I'm like, I don't know how to help this woman because, like, first off, she can't see shit.
Well, and like the people in front of us were also tall, but
Yeah.
we were tallish enough that we could see past them.
She's got just the point of view of a sweaty dude's back.
And we couldn't even have been like, you know what, here, get in front of us, because it was
Yeah.
just the people were just
Tall-
that tall in front of
Tall
us.
people in front of us.
And
So
there was even at one point, there was like these people moved out from in front of us, and me and Cade both looked to the person. It wasn't the same girl, but it was some other person, and we were like, "Do you want to
yeah,
get
it's
up
like,
here?
go.
Do you want to get in front of us? Because
Like, we can see.
we can see just fine from right here."
We're
and
fine.
she's like, "No."
No.
And we're like, "You sure?" And I like he offered it first, and I turned around and I was like, "You sure?"
Yeah, it's like,
And she's like, "Yeah, it's fine." I was like, "Okay." And then we
Okay.
both just moved up a little.
whatever.
You know, like, you're
Alright. And then Carson somehow transformed into, like, this kind of revolving door.
It was so fucking stupid.
The fact that you had to remind me about this one.
You're like, the fuck are you
I
talking
know,
about?
Carson's like, the door. And I'm like, what fucking door?
Yeah, the night after we got done recording, I was like, we completely forgot to talk about the door.
When you said the door, I thought you were talking about the chick that came out the door and said, I like your shirt. And I'm like,
Oh.
no, we talked about that.
Which still, we talked about it last time, still is boggling my mind.
Oh, yeah.
I was listening to the podcast at work, and that part came up, and I was like, yeah, what the fuck? I just don't understand what the fuck was going on.
I don't know.
But so I had, like I said previously, I got us water bottles, and I had mine in my back pocket, and these people were trying to come around us or something. Like, I was really confused on
They
what was
were just
happening.
forcing their way through us like
Yeah.
dickheads do at concerts.
And we were tall, so it really just felt like a bunch of children were pushing in between us.
yeah.
And what happened was, I had
Which
my
there
hand
were.
up.
They were children.
Oh, okay.
They were way underage to be there.
I had my phone or something. Like, I had my hands up here or something like that. And so then when they started to push people towards me or they started getting close to me, I lifted my hands up. And so I had both hands straight up in the air.
Because, by the way, that's the only safe thing to do
Yeah.
at a concert.
You don't want to be touching people, like, on accident or something.
That is the only safe thing to do. Is just
And so I just put my hands straight up in the air, and I let them pass through, and all of a sudden one of them comes back behind the other side of me. Like, they're coming on the right side of me, and one of them comes back on the other side of, like, my right side and pushes against the water bottle. And so I'm, like, trying to make sure that they can get past, so I turn a little bit, and they keep pushing on the water bottle. So then I keep turning. And it wasn't like I'm like turning my feet at this point. They're actually pushing hard enough for me to start revolving. And I at the very end of it, I am now facing the opposite direction of the stage, looking at everyone behind me.
He's now staring me in the face.
And I go, what the fuck just happened?
like, they made Carson hit a whole 360.
And I was like, what the fuck just happened? And I'm looking at everyone behind me, and you can hear a couple chuckles, and I was like, I'm like a fucking door. And then I go, you know what, next time, knock next time.
Knock.
Like, I just start making jokes about it. But the fact that I had my hands up and then just all of a sudden started turning and was like, whoop. I made a whole 180-degree turn looking backwards behind me. I'm like, what the fuck just happened?
Oh, my God. It was so funny.
It was wild.
It was pretty good. But, yeah, Carson got used as a revolving door,
Yep.
which was glorious. Oh, my God. It was so funny.
Oh, it was fucking something else, I tell you that.
Yeah, for real.
Oh, it was appalling, but fucking whatever, man.
Whatever. Concerts are just a different place to be. They are something else. Just so much shit happens there. Oh, yeah, and the chick that we were talking about, we found her at the end again, and I'm like, I looked at her, and I'm like, you survived!
Well, what was funny, too, is at first, it was after we had saw JID, and, like, I put the video in last time and everything, so it was after that moment, we started heading back towards the exits.
We were going out the side door, and then I found
you
a
found
debit
someone's card.
Yeah, I found a card on the ground. And I'm like, if I lost my card, I'd be pretty upset. I'll go return this.
Yeah, so we were trying to look for someone who, like, security or event staff that we could give it to. So we started heading towards where, like, the front area is when you come in, so we can maybe give it to, like, just any of the event staff up there.
Yeah.
And we're in, like, this kind of crowd, and we're, like just meandering through, and all of a sudden I see Cade go, and he taps on this chick's shoulder, and I go, what the fuck are you doing? And he goes, and he taps on her shoulder again, and she turns around, and you go, you're alive, you made it. And she goes, oh my God, yeah. And then I was like, oh, whoa.
She's alive. It was so fucking funny.
And then we like returned the card.
Which was weird. I don't know why that whole transaction felt weird to me.
Yeah.
It
They
felt-
acted like you shouldn't have given it to them.
Yeah, no, they were acting like I was in the wrong or something.
Yeah.
Like I felt like I did something bad. And
You're
like I was
hey,
just
we found this on the
I was
ground.
like, I found this. Like, you what? And I'm like, found it on the ground. Like,
It's
and
on
then
the
another
floor.
lady walks up and they take it. And they're like, okay. And I'm like, okay, bye.
All
Like,
right.
what the fuck?
It's weird.
It was just so weird. I don't.
And then we were walking out, and we were outside now, and she was in front of us again.
Yep.
And he
like,
goes, there she is again!
I've seen this bitch everywhere.
It was so fucking weird.
It was, yeah.
But
I know there's still shit we're missing. I know it, but
where's my phone?
I'm running a blank right now on what
Yeah.
else we're missing.
That was like the main four that I really wanted to get out was
Yeah.
that just because of how funny that like and we missed out. And now saying it, people are probably gonna be like, that was fucking stupid.
probably, but it's funny to us.
Yeah.
So
Especially
fucking-
the door thing. That was fucking
That was so. You had to be there.
You had to be there.
You had to be there.
um,
Another thing about last week.
yes, the Super Bowl.
Bowl of the Super.
The Super Bowl. Fucking
What was that?
my ring flew
Oh,
off.
I was like, where did that come
yeah,
from?
that was my ring.
Oh, I thought you like something came off the drone. I was like, what?
No, it was my pinky ring.
Oh yeah, we have a 360 drone kind of just hovering
Yeah.
around.
So you guys might get some footage from that.
Yeah, it's gonna be great if you do. Let me tell you that. I really want to get one of those 360 cams right
Just
here
put
on
right
my head. Have you seen those videos?
Yeah.
Oh, they're so good.
Or when they put in their mouth
Oh
or something
my
like that.
God, when they put in, I saw when they give it to a dog.
Yeah, and it's
Oh
running and it's all like,
my God.
it's so funny.
It's so
I like
good.
the one where he's got it in his mouth and he's playing basketball with it. You seen that one? Anyway, the Super
Anyways,
Bowl.
Oh.
Like I had mentioned when Ricky brought it up so elegantly.
Super Bowl.
I like the Super
I
Bowl.
like the Super Bowl.
I thought it was funny because I had talked about it on the podcast and was like, you know what? I think it'll be a close game. I think that it's going to be like, real close. And I later found out that it was 16-3 for the Eagles, or 16-3 on their win to loss, and the Chiefs were 16-3.
Like both teams were doing phenomenal.
They were both the exact same.
Yeah,
So
like
it was a good even matchup. And then
yeah, just from seeing the score, I didn't watch the game, but like that seems like they were pretty close in skill.
we had it in the bag in the first little bit.
I know, because like the first, like I checked the score as soon as the second quarter started. It was already like 13-7.
Yeah. Oh, and what happened was we got the ball and immediately scored.
Nice.
Then we kicked back to them, and they immediately scored. And then as soon as that happened, I said it to the entire room of my family. I'm like, oh, I can tell this is going to be a high-scoring game. I was like, this is going to keep happening. It's going to go back and forth. We're going to have a good high-scoring game, and it's going to be won by a couple of points.
And sure
And
enough,
fucking happened.
Carson threw it up on the last pod, but the score.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come.
So the score was 38-35.
Yeah.
And I think it was bullshit because there's.
By the way, I'm so glad you remember what we talk about. It happened again. There's like a good couple minutes.
where we were talking about something, and I interrupted it and said, "Why aren't we talking about this on the podcast?"
Yeah.
So we'll get to it. But 38-35, and it was kind of bullshit because the very end where we actually could have won. I was thinking about the events that went down, and we actually could have won. And everyone who's listening that's seen it or whatever is gonna be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
But it was actually
it's our time to
interesting.
talk.
So they were like right next to their end zone, and they were on like 4th down or something like that, and they either would have had to get the touchdown on that drive or kick a field goal.
No, watch this drive.
And if they would have kicked the field goal, we would get the ball back. We could have got a touchdown and brought our points above theirs within the last minutes of the game.
Oh.
And it would have been enough time for us. And so what happened was they were running it into the end zone or something like that, and one of our players went like this and like touched the side of the person running it into the field in the end zone, and they called it as holding, which doesn't alter his path at all. Like when it's holding, it's got to be able to, like if you're grabbing something like this and pulling them or like grabbing the face
like
masks or something like that.
Change their trajectory.
Yeah. He touched his side, And they even did the replay, and it was so, I thought it would have been so embarrassing for them, because you can see it's just his hand like this touching his side. He didn't grab anything. He wasn't pushing him. He was just touching his side like this, trying to reach for him. And they called it holding, which gave them an automatic first down and 3 more tries to get the touchdown.
Awesome.
Yeah. So they got the touchdown. And, like, they kept, like, stalling and running the time down until finally they kicked it to us, and we had, like, 30 seconds left or something, or less.
Yeah.
And our quarterback had to try and throw a 50-yard touchdown throw. So,
Ooh.
But I left before that even happened. Once they kept stalling, I stood up and got all my shit together and got to the door and was sitting there doing one of those things where I was like,
yeah, where were you for the Super Bowl?
my grandpa's.
Okay.
And, oh, my God, I was getting so mad. And then once I saw that whole thing went down, and I was just like, I was standing by the door, and one of them goes, "You okay?" And I go, "I'm ready to leave." And you could tell that they were kind of like, uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
And then it got worse. And so then, like, something else happened up there. And then I was like, "Mom, let's go." Like, I was being kind of a dick, but I was like, "Let's go. I'm not watching the rest of this."
Time to leave.
And she kind of understood. And then my grandpa was like, I mean, I don't blame him. It's kind of stupid.
Kind of dog ass.
And so we left and whatnot. It was fucking ridiculous. But then there was someone brought up that you remember how me and Ricky were saying that he's on the State Farm, the Chiefs quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, is always on the State Farm ads.
Yeah.
Do you know what the stadium is called in Arizona?
Uh-uh.
State Farm Stadium.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So it was someone was like, of course, that the guy who's the biggest State Farm person wins the Super Bowl in the State Farm Stadium.
Seems a little weird to me.
They're like, I don't know about this one.
I don't know, guys. Like, oh.
In all honesty, I was quite butthurt. But full sport, I don't blame them. It was a good fucking game.
Yeah.
And I'm ready for next year already. Like, it's fine.
They did great this year.
We made it to the Super Bowl. That's all I really fucking care about.
Seeing how well they did this year,
right.
They're going to do good again next year, I'm guessing.
I'm hoping we can do it again, but
hell yeah.
Enough football talk. Enough of church sports.
Back to you.
Valentine's Day, I bought Mom chocolates, the same ones that I bought for Cade. I got him chocolates. And then the day of, my boss let me leave a little early, and I went and got her flowers after I left. I went to the gym and did legs, and then went to Walmart, got her some flowers, and then hid it from our Ring camera.
Nice.
So I came through the garage and was holding it behind my back. Then got upstairs, and we had a second one that kind of works and kind of doesn't work. And she usually keeps that somewhere else, but she...
Isn't it still in the coffee cup?
It was, yeah. But she had moved it into the kitchen because she wanted to use it. If the cat jumped on the counter, she was going to yell at the cat, and he would jump down. It didn't fucking work.
No.
What happened is the cat got up there, and she yelled at him, and he just came over to be like, what the fuck's going on over here?
What is this thing?
What is this noise?
Where are you?
But then she left it there, and then, like I said, I solved it with the baby gate up there.
Yeah.
And she just left it up there. And so then I got upstairs and, like, realized that it was up there and put the flowers downstairs, came upstairs, looked for a vase, couldn't find a vase until finally I find one in front of the camera.
Oh, nice.
And I pick it up and look at it and, like, look inside of it, and then I see out of the corner of my eye the camera right there, and I set it down and then just go, turn the camera around. And then I did all that. But then we went to Zhang's, and, like I was telling Cade, these people next to us didn't even eat their fucking dinner, and it pissed me off because it's such good food. And the waiter, I'm pretty sure, thought that me and her were on a date because first of all, the way that he was interacting with us just seemed a little bit like he was like acting we were on a date.
It's the NPC's like dialogue for couples.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
And then, like, at the end of it, he gave me the check, which I was planning on paying the dinner just because I wanted to take Mom out, you know?
Yeah.
And I was planning on paying for dinner, but then she was like, well, you bought me chocolates and flowers, let me buy dinner. And I was like, I don't know. And so then he handed it to me, and she had her card out, though. Like, he gave us our boxes and had the receipts and handed me my box with the receipt in the box. And she had her card out in her hand, and she just kind of, like, set it down on the table, and then we, like, put our food in there, and he left or whatever. And then he came back and was like, well... are you guys going to pay through me, or do you want to go up there and pay? Because you can pay at the front.
Yeah.
And we were like, we can pay at the front. We can pay at the front. And he goes, okay, you two have a great Valentine's Day. And then, like, walked away, and I was like, I mean, that might have been like a compliment for mom.
Yeah.
You know, but it's happened before. Someone thought that we were siblings.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I had a story that I was going to tell Carson, and then he got to the point of, why aren't we talking about this on the podcast?
Yeah, what are we doing?
This is stupid. Just along with the whole, like, being with your mother and then someone not thinking it's your mom. Me and my mom went to a family party once. This was years ago. What?
Well, just that not thinking that it's your mom and then saying family party.
Yeah,
You're just excited for the story.
I know, it's great. It's my mom's extended family, like her cousins and shit. The people I don't know. Like, they don't know me either. And we pull up to this park, we get out, and this was when I first started, like, driving. So I got out of the driver's seat of my mom's car, so obviously they think I'm the adult in that situation. And me and my mom start walking up, and I'm already like a foot taller than my mom.
Start walking up.
Dude, my brain hurts. Yeah, I can't speak. And apparently one of my mother's aunts was just like, oh, look at that. He brought a girlfriend.
That's amazing.
It's like,
and then
that's your niece.
You just sit there and you go,
I'm her son. I'm 15.
It's the best feeling to me though. If you ever have like your parents' friends come up to you and they're like, "Oh, who's this?" and they're like, "This is Carson," and then they're like, "What? Whoa!"
It's kind of fun.
And they're like, the last time I saw, wow,
yeah,
you know, and they do that whole thing.
Imagine my family when like I saw them. I was 250 pounds, and then I saw them a couple months later, and I looked like a stick. Stick. And they're like, damn, who are you? Like,
that's what I thought was going to happen when I started getting big from the gym.
Yeah.
Because I was 200-something pounds, then dropped 20 pounds, and then actually started getting muscles, and then I, like, trimmed my beard and everything. Like, I didn't have a big change, but, like,
You changed.
I changed,
yeah.
you know? And so when I saw my family again, I was sitting there ready for them to be like, wow, look at you.
They didn't.
And then they were like, hey, Carson. I'm like,
hey.
I'm all, hey.
Hey,
How you doing?
Hey guys, look over there.
I'm gonna go play some baseball over there. And it's just like, and I even did that when I was in Texas, because the last time I was out there, I actually had never gone to the gym. It was when I was my biggest, and which, you want to hear something really fucked up?
Yeah.
When I was in Pennsylvania one time, I used to swim with my shirt on because as you do, you don't like people seeing you with your shirt off.
Yeah.
And so I used to swim with my shirt on, and there was one day where it was just like me and my sisters and like maybe one of cousins or something that I have out there.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't care, you know, no one else is around. So I took my shirt off, and my dad goes, whoa, man, you're really built like me, huh? And this is coming from a dude that was like robust. And so as a kid, I was like,
dude, that would kill me.
You know what I said though?
Huh.
I said, well, at least I don't look like a beached whale.
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
Because he was laying next to the pool.
Ooh. Ooh, that's a good one.
And then the rest of the time I was in the pool, he was kind of butthurt that I had said that.
Emotional damage.
He was kind of upset that I had said that, and then I was sitting there like, fuck you.
Bitch.
Fuck you, man.
Fuck you.
But
idiot.
like I said, last time I was in Texas, I was bigger, and they were like, one of them was like, you gonna start hitting the gym, big guy? And like, you know, and I was like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And then this last time I came out there, it was like the last time, the last year actually, is when I've actually started to see that I've cut down and I've started to like show more tonedness.
Yeah.
And I was like, they're gonna say it this time. They're gonna notice. They gotta notice. Nothing.
Really?
Nothing. And I was like confident when I took my shirt off and stuff, and like was like, yeah. You know, and like I even have an uncle that like hits the gym furiously, and he's one of the guy that's a fighter.
Yeah.
And the only time that I got a display that I had been hitting the gym was when we were at this man-made dam or something like that. And there's this weird dock that came off, and I start just like swimming around next to it, and then I grab the dock and I do a pull-up, and I'm like, oh,
Hey.
this is fun. And I start doing pull-ups, and he's like, hey. And he goes to the opposite side of the dock, and it's only like 3 feet wide.
Yeah.
And he goes, you want to do 100 of these?
Huh?
And I go, fuck yeah, I do. Because you're in water. It's a little
okay.
easier to pull yourself up.
I didn't know how far in the water you
It's
were.
like probably to like just under my chest in the water.
Yeah, okay, that makes
So
more
the
sense.
majority of the pull is still underwater, so it's light enough.
Okay.
And so he was like, he's like, put your feet 90 degrees when you pull yourself up, and let's start doing pull-ups. And he's like, we'll do it in 25 pull-up increments. And I was like, deal. So what happens is I start going. I hit 25. I drop down. I'm like, oh, this feels good. We rest a minute. We hit another 25. It was still feeling good.
Good shit.
Rest a little bit. Hit another 25. I'm like, all right, I'm getting a little tired. I can feel it. And for some reason, it was working more my biceps than anything else. And I think it's because of how underwater it was and like the weird angle. Whatever the fuck it was working my biceps more than anything else. And we get to a certain point where like the other adults have come and like been next to us. And I think it was just me, my uncle Matthew, and my uncle Brian. And I believe that was it. But so they come over, and then they start doing pull-ups too, and now we're all doing them next to each other. And I finish up my last 100. Fuck.
Your last 100?
My whole last 100.
Run, Carson, run!
Run, boy, run.
Run, boy,
They're trying to get you. Run, boy, run. They're trying to stop you. Sorry, Zach texted me.
Oh, he's coming over.
Yeah, he said, when am I supposed to come over again? I said, 7.
Damn, that's in 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Damn.
So we were doing our pull-ups. I finished my last 100. I finished my last 25, and then I dropped down, and I'm like, oh my god, that felt good, you know. And then he's like, all right, here's what we're doing next. And I go, yeah, let's go.
I know.
I'm just amped because I'm like, he's recognizing that I'm strong enough to keep up with him.
But it's always funny when they're like, all right, what's next? And I'm like, bro, I'm spent.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
What do you mean, what's next?
And so he goes, you know what's next? And I go, what's up? And he goes, we're going to swim. He looks out there and he goes, that's about 100 yards. And he goes, we're going to go out to that pillar, kick off, and swim back. And I go, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Because I haven't been the best swimmer. Like as a kid, I used to swim like a frog where you do that thing. And it worked.
It does.
It worked, and I liked doing that as a kid. But then I didn't actually bother to learn how to swim for a long time.
Yeah.
And then just ended up like I saw someone do it and was like, oh, okay. So
that makes sense.
And I just started doing it. Like I never had to learn how to swim.
I still remember how they taught me that as a child. You know, how do you teach a kid, throw your arm like this and scoop the water so you can actually propel yourself?
Yeah.
You can't say that to a kid.
No. You're like, here's the aerodynamics of, or what's the...
Ergonomics. I know.
No, it's something to do with the water. Anyway, they're like, here's how the water moves across your body and how you need to make sure you do this certain motion.
Exactly.
And they're like, huh?
Yeah, so the way they told me to think about it is, grab the chocolate bar. I'm not even fucking with you. I'm not even fucking with you. Grab the chocolate bar, and then you eat it. Grab the chocolate bar, and then you eat it. And while you're doing this, you kick your feet because you're excited.
You just see a bunch of kids sitting there just putting water in their mouth. Just
and they're just kicking the fuck out of their feet. Yeah.
But they're going like,
and then treading. You know, want to know how they taught that? Spread the peanut butter and jelly, babe. Spread the peanut butter and jelly on the sandwich.
And then you see some kid be like, when do I get to eat it?
When do I get it? Where's the bread?
Eating you're literally just inhaling chlorine water.
Bread gets soggy in water. That is how they teach children how to swim.
That is hilarious.
It's so funny.
I saw a video
Grab the chocolate bar
of this chick in the water, and like there's a ball, and this little kid's like pushing the ball, and then the chick pulls it closer, and then the little girl leans over to like, and this is like a toddler, like tiny.
Yeah.
She leans over to grab the ball, and the lady just goes and pushes the kid into the water. I fucking lost it. Because it was like the most intrusive thought thing. Because, you know, everyone who was watching this video was like, push the kid.
Push the kid.
But they didn't actually mean it. And then you see the kid get pushed in the water.
Then they push the kid.
And then you see the kid like flop up and it's like, like freaking out. And it was like thing to teach the kid how to stay above water and stuff like that. But the kid was fully clothed. And what made it worse is, you know how their little shoes are just little tiny shoes, you know?
Yeah.
They were floating. And so their feet were up in the air, and this kid's like, and it's just like a tiny child. And I was just, I'm so glad they did that, because now I can die happy. I just saw this kid get pushed into the water.
Pushed in the fucking water.
Something that I've always wanted to do in my life, but I didn't want to deal with the consequences in case the kid fucking drowned.
Exactly.
Oh my God. It was so funny.
I can just imagine.
It was so good. I think I sent it to someone. I can show you in the cut.
Oh, hell yeah.
Anyway, we
back to your story.
we do the swim. So the 2 adults go and do the swim. Then one of my little cousins does the swim, and they come back. And they're both like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And the other one goes, you really think that was 100 yards? He goes, probably. I don't know. I'm just guessing it. And I was like, and then he looks at me and he's like, you going to do it, man? Come on. And I go,
Oh.
yeah. I was like, just give me a minute. You know, the pull-ups, I don't want my arms to get tired while I'm out there. And he goes, oh, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. So I give him a minute. And I'm just sitting in the water, staring at the water, just going, oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Dude, water's terrifying. Your arms get too tired out there, you're done.
Yeah.
You're dead.
And so I was like, all right, fuck it, here we go. And I just start heading out there, and I get like halfway there, and I do that thing where I'm like, oh, man.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I got like 3/4 of the way, and I was like, oh, I can make it to the pillar. So I get to the pillar, and I just grab onto the thing, and it's a huge pillar.
So you're just...
Yeah, so I can't even get everything around. There's like a tiny part on there that I could grab onto that I was like trying to put my arms around this way so I could just be like...
just have something to lean on, yeah.
And then finally, I was like, all right, fuck it. And so I used it to my advantage, and I turned and then launched myself off of it so I could get at least a little bit less of a swim out of it, and then came all the way back and grabbed onto the dock, and I was just like, oh, my God. And finally, we're done with all that, and then they're both spent, and I was like, oh, all right, well, at least I don't have to do anything else like that.
Yeah.
And then I'm sitting there, and I'm kind of just doing more pull-ups randomly.
Why not?
And I'm at the end of the dock, and I start doing the ones where you pull yourself up, and then you pull yourself, like, behind you or something. Like, I was doing weird ones. Like, it was just playing around with it, you know?
Yeah.
And I pulled myself under the dock like this, and I looked to the side of where my hand was, and there was a spider, I kid you not, that big. It wasn't technically a tarantula, but it was huge. Like, it's nothing that I've seen here.
My soul would leave my body.
And it was like that, and then I like slowly pushed myself back over and under like the other side of the dock, and then let go and was like, hey guys, there's a huge spider over here.
Knowing me, I would have immediately, without even thinking about the consequences, let go. I would have just let go.
Well, and that's the thing is I left my hand there. I don't know what I was doing. I left my hand there as I was going back this way, and then I went and turned the corner of the dock and looked at it so I didn't have to be under there to look at it, and I was like, whoa.
Knowing me, if I would have done that and looked at gone.
It was right next to my hand. Like, I kid you not, inches away from my hand.
My hand would have exploded open and stopped grabbing that.
And then I called everyone over, and they were all like, whoa. Like, all the kids were like, whoa, that thing's big.
There's a spider.
And they, one of my sisters was like, I don't like that. And, like, she was getting a little scared, and I was like, don't worry. It's probably just hanging out in the cool. It's in the shade. You know, it's just hanging out. It's not going to do anything to you.
It's doing its own thing, really.
Okay. But the fact that
the fact that it didn't even like try to go near your hand,
right? Which I was inches away from it. I was like, oh, it's like I literally was almost touching the thing, and it didn't do anything. So you're fine.
The spider's fine.
And then from then on, every time anyone went and touched the dock, you could see them look under where their hands were, and then
man,
there's that rant.
Quick tangent about spiders.
Sorry, guys.
Don't be. That was a good story. I liked it. Me like after I got done editing last night, Landon and Jared got on Grounded. They're like, let's play. And I'm like, fuck it, I'll get on for like 30 minutes. And, like, I have been playing this game for a fucking minute now. Like, I'm decent at the game, and they're just barely starting. We were running around trying to gather shit. Then all of a sudden, these two idiots pissed off two orb weavers, which are big spiders in the game.
Oh, good.
You're shrunk to miniature size in this game.
Right,
so
Ricky
spiders,
size.
Yeah, Ricky size. So everything's huge. And so spiders are, like, 6 times your size. They pissed off 2 of them.
Good.
And they don't know how to not die in that game. Like, they're just trying to smack it, and they're, like, not deflecting. Yeah, and so they're, like, running away. And then I wish they, like, could have somehow recorded it, because They like came up over this hill, and I was just standing at the top. And I really think that as soon as they saw me, boss music started playing.
Yeah, I was gonna say there was probably one of those moments where like the wind's blowing in your hair,
just-
and then all of a sudden,
boom.
for some reason, there's an American flag in the distance.
Yeah.
and
Dude.
you've just got armor and paint.
They ran past me. I ran through them. I murked those 2 spiders. They were tagging me. I was just hitting parries and shit. And the whole time they're like still screaming like, "We're gonna die!" And I'm like, "I'm killing these bitches."
At the end of it, you see like your like staff or something in their thorax of the
Yep.
spider, and they're just standing there like, "Wow, dude."
And then they're both off, and then I walk up to them slowly. I just throw the shit on the ground that I got from the spiders. I'm like, done.
Done.
Like they're freaking out. I just fucking watch this.
That's awesome.
I don't know why it was so funny to me. I'm like, nice. But
I don't know where we started.
I had a where did we
We
get
start.
to
I mean,
that?
we did start with a family noticing like our size differences.
Oh,
and
that's
stuff like
right.
that.
Yeah. I got one more thing for that. One of my cousins, one of my favorite cousins ever. This is when I was probably like 14. They had left on their mission when I was 12, like a LDS mission. And they came back, and obviously 12 to 14, that's when you hit puberty.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
And both me and one of my other cousins, like, hit our growth spurts. Like, we changed, obviously. A cousin came back, and me and this dude, my other cousin, were holding the sign. We are holding her welcome home sign. She did not know who we were. She had no idea.
Who are you guys?
Yeah, she hugged everyone else in the family, and we're standing there like,
What the fuck?
yeah, we're like, hey. They're like, she's like, oh, what are your guys' names? Like,
It's me.
we're related. Like, you babysat me for the first, 8 years of my life.
It's me.
And yeah, it was funny. She was like, holy shit.
Gets back from the mission. Is just, oh fuck!
You know, what the fuck happened? Like,
Throws everything out the window. What the fuck?
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
It happened.
That's how it goes. Yeah.
It did happen that way. Yeah. But it's funny when people don't recognize you. And obviously, I think about it a lot. People from high school would not recognize us.
It pisses me off when I'm at the gym and I recognize someone and I'm like, oh shit, that's so and so, and then
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, they don't know me.
Yeah.
I'm like, they don't
It's-
fucking know who I am.
It sucks. 'Cause, I knew a lot of people's names and shit in high school, and then you look, it's like, oh, they have no idea I exist.
Like there was a couple the other day where I was like, oh my gosh, I see them, like I saw them on their Instagram a bunch, and I think they just recently got married or something, and I was like, oh hey, and then I was like, they don't fucking know who I am.
I think I know who you're talking
dude.
about.
They don't know who I am. And then I saw another couple. Oh, do you remember Kaylin from forever ago that used to be Hannah's friend?
No.
The other Kaylin.
Maybe I shouldn't dox someone like that. Carson, can you bleep that?
I just turned it up.
Yeah. Yeah. The other one?
Yes.
Oh, that one, yeah.
Yeah.
I think
I saw her with her man there,
if I'm thinking of the right one, funnily enough, I have a story. I'll tell it in a minute.
and I was like, oh my gosh. And I kept making eye contact with him, and I was like, first of all, I really don't think she liked me when I knew her. And I was like, second of all, maybe she doesn't recognize who I am.
Yeah.
And then I was like, man, this fucking sucks. Like,
It
it blows
sucks.
when, because you can have conversations with people, and then sometimes it's cool when you see other people at the gym because you're like, hey, they're doing good for themselves, you know?
Yeah.
I just feel like it just blew right out the window. Like,
Yeah. I'm just another NPC
yeah, to them.
in the gym. But yeah,
Stupid.
that girl Kaylin you were talking about, long time ago, 10th grade.
Mm-hmm.
10th grade, yeah. Went out. It was a double date, which I didn't know it was,
Mm.
and I was apparently going out with her, because I then learned later that the other girl that was there, Kaylin, had said to her, "Don't touch him. He's mine. I call dibs."
Whoa!
Bitch, what?
That reminds me of when Hannah tried to set me up with Marika just for a dance.
Oh my god,
That was rough.
that was rough. It was funny because I learned about that. And I'm like, did she really? Who does that?
Yeah.
Because I also avoided her the whole night because I don't like her. It was so awkward and weird.
We're about to have a special guest.
Special guest,
Special
guys.
guest. What do you have
Special
to say?
guest.
Riveting. Why don't you come over here? There
What
you
an
go.
adorable little thing.
Come here. Come here. I want you to get all of your cat hair all over me, please.
Yep, we love that. Alright,
So
that's it. I'm gonna run to my parents' house and get my cat.
I had my phone pulled out so I could look at the other topics that I have up there.
Oh yeah,
So one of them, it says criminal,
it does just kind of say criminal.
and I didn't want to give it away too much because the full thing is
I've committed felonies.
criminal found disguised as a sheep.
Huh?
Convicted killer nicknamed the Spider busted trying to escape dressed as a sheep, and that is the picture.
Wait. Wait.
He's dressed as a sheep. He's laying on the fucking ground.
Bro, how'd they catch him, honestly?
How'd you get this guy?
How'd you get him? He's fucking good.
Saved a photo so I could put it on the pod.
Dude, that's like a that's from the game Hitman when you have to like put on a disguise. Just throw on a sheep coat.
Oh, he tries to escape maximum security prison disguised as a sheep.
Well, that picture was outside.
Yeah.
He got away.
And he was a convicted killer. So he was a murderer.
He got away. If he was outside, he got out of maximum security dressed as a sheep.
Disguised as a sheep, yeah. That is insane. Just thought I would throw that to you.
That is the best picture I've ever seen.
I also wanted to mention that the CEO of YouTube has stepped down. Susan?
Really?
Yeah. She stepped down. After 9 years.
Is that what that was?
Yeah.
Okay. It looked like you wrote like a weird Y, so I'm like, what's
I
say?
know. I noticed it got erased at some point when I was putting it down.
Yeah.
So it looks weird. But yeah, so she was the CEO of YouTube for 9 years and she stepped down.
Looks like you just put E in parentheses.
C.
Or
E. A.
E.
Sports.
I did not even know about that. I
And-
can't even make Susan jokes anymore.
The
Susan Mojiki.
the new CEO is named Neil Mohan.
I want Wojiki back.
And I think he was like the product. It was weird that he got the next job because it didn't seem like his title was.
Didn't seem like that was a step up for him in his
Well,
job field.
Yeah, it was weird. Thought I would bring that up to you.
That is, man, I need to look at the news more, honestly. Like, the only reason I'm caught up on current events ever is Carson and my coworker. Coworker is always looking at the news telling me random shit. Like,
Did UFO shit that's been going on?
Did you hear about all the earthquakes in Turkey?
Yeah, I heard that. My mom said the other day that it like cracked open the earth.
Yeah,
Like,
it was like
physically opened up.
I think it was like there was a shit ton of earthquakes. Like, they're still happening. Like, the biggest ones were like a 9.5 and 9.8.
That's my bad. I'm drilling the core of the earth.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what is in there.
It's
I'm just trying to figure out what is it.
What is in there?
So I'm just drilling, and
As you should. Yeah.
you know,
and
my drill is just a little big.
a little large.
It's just got the vibrations. And shit.
Yeah, like, it was nuts to look at because, like, they've uploaded, like, street footage of just buildings falling over.
That is insane.
Just the street literally cracking open.
You know, as a kid, we watched an earthquake movie in one of my classes, and it scared me so bad that I went home and I packed, like, a safety bag of just all of my possessions that I loved so much that I couldn't get rid of. And I was still so freaked out that we had, like, an actual, like, first aid backpack
Yeah.
that we kept in the house, and it was in the basement or something like that. And I brought that upstairs and put it next to the staircase.
Good shit.
And then put my backpack full of like prized possessions and put that next to that backpack. And I was like, if there's an earthquake, I'm grabbing these two and I'm holding on for dear life. Like, and I was just a kid, and it scared the living shit out of me. Same with Twister, that fucking movie.
I never
It's
saw
an
that.
older one, and I think it was Twister.
Just looked it up. The current death toll in Turkey is around 45,000.
Wow.
Because they're still getting earthquakes to this day. This
What
happened
about-
like a week and a half ago now.
What about the death toll of chicken?
Huh?
What turkey? What about chicken?
Which
is actually kind of relevant because of how many chickens died because of the bird flu.
I was about to say, no, that's actually relevant, though.
That was a twofer.
It was like, realistically, I think it was like 2 million chickens.
Fucking hell.
By the way, if you didn't know, that's why egg prices and shit have gotten insane.
Yeah.
It's 'cause,
They all died from the bird flu like forever ago.
they had to kill off all of them.
Right, yeah. So they killed them, and then that means that they're going to halt process on eggs until the new eggs are able to produce more eggs.
Yeah.
And that didn't affect until recently, and which is why they went up as of recently, is why it got so skyrocketed.
It got insane.
I remember forever ago when my grandpa told me about it, because we were buying eggs,
Yeah,
and he
my
was
dad
like,
did the same. Yeah.
he was like, hey, just so you know, you might want to keep an eye on the prices and stuff like that because it's going to go up because of the bird flu. And then it didn't happen until like a month or something ago, and I was like,
it's
whoa.
weird, like especially because my dad is very in with like what's going on in the world. Like he did the same thing. He's like, hey, by the way, if you want eggs, I'd start getting them now.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be
start hatching them and
I'll start shitting them out all day. Yeah, it's the world is in a weird place. Because also, what is happening in Ohio?
Well, let's talk about the UFOs first.
Okay.
Hey, dude, no one knows what's going on in Ohio. You know what I mean?
Seriously?
It's an Ohio type beat.
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure some actual fucked shit has been happening in Ohio. Yeah.
We'll get there, yeah.
Okay.
So the UFO stuff, after the Chinese balloon went down.
Was that... Where did it go down? Was it Montana?
No. So they spotted it over Montana, and it went to South or North Carolina before they shot it down or something.
Wow.
Like that. Yeah. It got really far.
It got like halfway across the country.
Well, basically all the way across the country because it got to Montana.
Yeah.
Then all the way to North Carolina.
Yeah, it got all the way across our country then.
I think it was North Carolina. It was one of the Carolinas.
Was it a Carolina or a Dakota?
It was Carolina.
Okay, then yeah.
If not, oops. But so that one got shot down. It was a Chinese spy balloon, right? They had one go into Canadian airspace that they didn't know what it was, and the president of Canada and Biden or whatever, they like talked about it, and then they had U.S. air fighters go shoot it down, and then the Canadians are going to like go pick up whatever the fuck it was that they shot down.
Yeah.
And then there was like two more, one over U.S. airspace that they shot down. They don't know what it was, and they're not saying they're balloons. And like there's like actual descriptions of what those balloons have, and there's like no propulsion system or something like that.
Yeah.
So they don't know what the fuck it is. And I've heard two things come out. One, they can't confirm, or no, it was one. The U.S. government says that it's not aliens. Then the second one was the U.S. can't confirm that it was not aliens. So
okay, so the two things we got contradicted themselves.
I didn't know. And it could have been unreliable sources that I saw that from, but I was like, what the fuck?
It's like, I swear Bing knows everything.
And technically, it unidentified flying object is the definition. So they are UFOs, just not the alien
I know.
UFOs.
When did UFO become an alien term?
Fucking
when people
anything that's unidentified is automatically alien.
Yeah, it's like unidentified doesn't mean alien. It just means we don't know what the fuck it is.
Yeah, it's like when we had the little the obelisk or whatever the fuck it's called in southern Utah, that like shiny.
I
thing.
didn't see a lot about that.
It was all over my fucking Facebook.
I saw a little bit,
and it just showed up out of nowhere. People were visiting it, and then it disappeared, and then another one showed up somewhere else.
Okay. Oh, God.
So let's add that to the list as well.
Yep.
We're getting all those getting shot down.
Wonderful.
Then Ohio. So there was...
I have the train one pulled up.
Well, that's the one I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
But there was like a bombing or something that they had heard that was planned, and that they were trying to derail the fucking train. Something like that happened. And so the reason why I wanted to talk about it, not just because it's, big news, but because... the book I've been reading, how I keep carrying it around with me, and like I've read the 3 of them so far, Monument 14.
Yeah.
So get a kick out of this, okay? She wrote the book 10 plus years ago.
Didn't you say something about this in the chat?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
She wrote this 10 plus years ago. It's based in 2024. And this exact thing happened. Okay, I shouldn't say exact. There was an earthquake in Monument, Colorado, that split the earth open, and they had a bioweapons facility where a bomb exploded, chemical warfare bomb. It's called the ink bomb, and it looked like that coming out of the ground. And then, once it got to, the sky, it looked like that as a cloud, and it lingered over the entire city, and the chemicals and stuff that were in there affected people by their blood type.
Damn.
So anyone that was type O was like deranged, like they would just get immediately violent and just rageful.
Really, that is a really cool concept.
Then AB got. I'm trying to think. Hold on. AB I think got hallucinations, so you just start hallucinating like crazy. Then one of them was it affected your fertility and your ability to produce children. So like, they could be walking around outside perfectly fine.
Okay.
And it just you just can't have kids. Then the other one made you. It was like basically eating your fucking skin or something. Like it would make you blister up and then pop, and your blood would start pouring out of it because it would blister up on your veins. It would follow your circulatory system. And so you start to blister up like that, and it would just explode, and then you're starting to bleed out and stuff like that. So
if we hear about a new strand of blisters, just kill ourselves.
And because of that, I was like, this is kind of weird. Not only did their chemical explosion happen, and it looks the exact same way they described it with this black like cloud coming out of the ground.
Yeah,
it stayed in the atmosphere as a cloud and lingered over the city. And the way that they were trying to get rid of the cloud of they were just bombing it. They're like, because if you were to light a fire or something like that, it would keep some of the chemicals away, I think.
Yeah.
In the book, and then so in the book they were just like fucking bomb that shit.
Did it explode? Do it again.
Do it again. And then I started asking Mom. I was like, "What's our blood types?" And she was like, "I think mine's this." She's like, I have no idea what yours is.
I actually have no idea what my blood type is.
And then I asked my dad, and he goes, I think mine's this. And I go,
interesting.
Oh. I don't know what that means. And then I had to look up how it transfers.
Yeah.
And like the grid that it shows how each one from your parents. They're both the same thing, so I got the same thing.
Oh, okay.
Like, and there's no different. Like, it's just a solid.
What's the most like rare type? Is it AB negative or what was it?
I think so.
Yeah, because I know my dad's blood type. I just know he has the rarest because as a kid we would get calls from the Red Cross like every week.
So that he could donate blood.
Yeah, and he's like, I would, but I have fucking blood clots. And they won't stop calling even if I've told them that I have blood clots. I literally can't give them blood. It's like,
here, take my blood.
Here, you want it? They're going to die anyway.
Come on, kitty. We're going to sit back down.
Okay.
I'm going to read a little from this. What Carson was just talking about, like from his book, all the chemical stuff and shit, that's what happened with the train. These train cars were carrying very, very hazardous materials and chemicals, which, not good when a train derails.
Yeah.
So just to read this. A total of 38 cars derailed and a fire ensued, damaging another 12 cars. There were 20 cars carrying hazardous materials, 11 of which derailed. Holy fuck. Residents were ordered to evacuate when the possible threat of an explosion... oh my god. 5 breached tankers that were full of vinyl chloride.
Yep.
Oh my god. And obviously, that name means nothing. It would basically send hydrogen, chloride, and phosphagen. Phosphagen? Is it phosphagen? I don't know. Which, phosphagen, I guess, is the most toxic of that, into the air. Just all those chemicals now in the air, which,
Giant plumes of smoke.
Giant plumes of smoke, also very explosive.
Yeah.
Very, very, very explosive. And it's just, there's so much more to what has been happening. Like, this is probably the most devastating train derail ever.
It's insane. And, like, that's on top of everything else that's been happening.
Yeah.
Also, during the Super Bowl, they shot down one of those UFOs I was talking about.
Oh, really?
Yeah, during the Super Bowl.
Nice.
And I keep seeing...
Hey, they're trying to cover that shit up.
I keep seeing people, like, not only did that happen during the Super Bowl, but then, like, this Ohio thing is not being talked about at all.
I did not hear a damn thing until I saw it on TikTok. I'm like, what's happening?
I have this one rapper on Instagram that he's just, like, I followed him because we're in the same, like, group of artists and stuff. And he's always posting news stuff like that you don't hear. So that's where I'll hear some of this, like, outsider stuff.
Yeah.
And then I usually follow it up. But this one specifically, because I just barely picked up this book again within the past, like, month.
True.
Just barely started picking it up and then got through. I'm on the 3rd book right now. And the fact that had happened, I was like, I keep tagging the author of the book in the posts that I see about it. I'm like, look what you did!
Hey, what are you doing?
Look what you did!
Stop doing this! If I don't read the book, it won't happen. If I don't read the book, it won't happen. But I really want to read the book.
But me and Mom were sitting on the couch upstairs talking about it, and it got to the point where before that I was telling her, I was kind of looking at gas masks the other day. Because I was comparing our blood types to what would happen in the book.
Yeah.
And I was like, if that ever did happen, it might be good to have a gas mask. And I was like, especially with like what's going on.
Oh yeah.
You might as well.
Dude, having just a mask or at least like a rebreather type thing.
Yeah.
Is honestly a really good idea
for anything.
Yeah.
Whether it's a World War III incident or something like this, where a train derails and now you're fucked.
Yeah. Now there's hazardous chemicals everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere. People
And
in Ohio are gonna fucking die. By the way.
We were like kind of going back and forth about it, and I told her that I was looking at gas masks after explaining to her about the whole comparison between the book and what's happening. And the next day, she sent me another thing about what's going on with something else, and she was like, by the way, last night I got myself really amped up and put a gas mask in my Amazon cart.
Good shit. Good shit.
And but we were sitting on the couch talking about like everything going on. She's like, in my years of living, I have never ever seen anything like this happen in my entire life. And she's like, I've lived through some crazy shit, but these last 3 years have been insane. Between the pandemic and everything going on that way, just everything. It's crazy. And I mean, not to give the listeners and watchers, an existential crisis and an anxiety attack, but just, be safe.
And to add on to bad shit that's happened recently, Michigan State, it's university there.
Yeah,
they had a shooter recently. 3 students killed, 5 wounded. And
they figured out who the 3 people were that got killed, and it's just so sad.
It was really sad because I was scrolling TikTok that night, and there were just bunches of videos of people from Michigan State being like, I'm locked in my apartment and I'm terrified.
Did you see? No, I'm not going to say it.
Fair. Yeah,
I don't know if it's true, so I'm not going to.
Yeah. It's sad that this shit is happening because there were people at that university who were like, some of those kids went to Sandy Hook.
Okay, that's what I was going to say, but I just didn't know if it was true.
From what I've seen, I think it is.
Okay.
But also, it could be false. Don't hold us to that. But if that is true, holy fuck.
They need some compensation for the mental trauma.
Holy fuck. Just bad shit. Really bad shit is happening. This year is a little hectic. Basically, what?
It's February.
Yeah, this year's a little hectic. We're a month and a half in. Bro, he's almost snoozing. But basically, be safe, guys.
Be safe out there.
The world is a shitty place right now.
Oh, on top of, by the way, I forgot to add this one.
Oh no.
Last of Us.
Oh.
The fungus from it is 3 steps away from actually happening.
Oh yeah.
It's like plausible.
Yeah, no, that's 100% plausible, by the way, guys.
They just need to adapt to our immune system, the body temperature,
yep.
and one other one I can't remember. And we're that close to being able to have the cordyceps like that. So just want to throw that out there for you guys.
Fungus is terrifying, guys. Like, this world wants to kill us, and it's about to win.
And you know what?
We kind of deserve it.
Shouts out Mother Earth, bro.
Shouts out Mother Earth.
She's a fighter.
Holy fuck.
She's a fighter.
She's a fighter. We have literal nukes, and we're about to die to mushrooms. Like, what?
It's holding guns to someone, and they're like, you know what? I'm going to go out like a man. And they're about to shoot each other, and all of a sudden a mushroom just lands on him. He goes,
oh, shit.
A mushroom! Oh, God, no! Kid, come here. I didn't mean to scare you. Come here.
What an adorable little cat.
It's okay. With your little talkies on your face still. You little fucking rat.
Motherfucker got into Carson's talkies.
Come here. I'm not going to yell anymore, man. Just come here.
I swear I won't yell at you. I swear.
I wasn't yelling at you. I was yelling at the mushroom.
The mushrooms. The mushrooms. They're terrifying. Weapons of mass destruction. Still lose against mushrooms. I still love to think about that our weapons of mass destruction would fail with one bad line of code.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, just throw a little USB in there on accident.
Yeah.
A little screwy. Allegedly.
You put a P instead of a D in one line of code, and you blow up New Hampshire on
and you just start
accident.
sending out dildos.
Yeah.
Just penis dildos.
So many penis dildos. The amount of dildos that look like penises,
The world's
insane.
fucked. The world's fucked. We got penis dildos
The world's
flying down.
fucked. Penis dildos are everywhere. They're getting sent on a drones. There's flying penis dildos, guys. Oh, God, what do we do?
Today on Church News.
Today on Church News, there is a penis dildo flying on a drone.
There is a flying pink penis dildo.
It's about to hit Moroni on the top.
Oh, it looks like it's heading right for Lady Liberty's. Whoa.
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 Sorry, families at home.
You might want to look away
you
for
might-
this. Does she always have one like that?
Damn.
Damn.
I didn't know you can move the skirt on that one.
What the fuck?
Oh, damn. Look at the cheeks on that motherfucker.
God made of brass. I don't care. I could
Oh.
clap that shit.
It looks like they took the torch out and it is replaced with an even bigger pink penis dildo.
Holy shit. Big Pharma will not like this one.
Big silicone isn't going to like this.
Big Rubber, not happy.
It looks like this pink penis dildo is raw dogging the Statue of Liberty. I got to tell you what.
Hey, this is a bad day for lube companies. They are running out of stock.
Durex is not going to like this one.
I don't think they have one that big.
You know what? Somebody get a hold of Magnum because I don't think we can handle this.
Do we have a plan B that works on brass?
Oh, we are for everybody at home. I was gonna say something and then I was like, that might be a little political, so I just
Little
pulled back.
Politically charged.
Yeah. Well, that's just to get it real happy for you guys at the
Yeah,
end there after all that bullshit.
After we talked about the world falling apart.
yeah.
and
So just
cracking
you're
open.
really honestly your biggest thing you got to worry about is the line of code just fucking up and sending giant pink
Pink
penis dildos.
giant pink penis dildos.
Yeah. Sometimes they're purple, pink, red, green, but mainly
mainly
the
pink
pink ones are going to
penis,
be the
yeah.
bigger ones.
If
and
you
those
get a
ones are
penis
gonna
dildo,
hurt.
they're mainly pink.
Yeah.
Pink
Or
penis dildo.
Yeah. So.
Kind of how it works.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
there you go.
I'm just really glad they didn't send out the yellow anal beads.
So,
Ooh, God. Fucking hell.
you know what we should tell them about though is the back rooms.
I think we should tell them
We
about
should
the
tell 'em
back
about the
rooms.
back rooms, guys. It's
So,
you're not getting out. Hey.
you want to know what else is not coming out? An episode tomorrow.
Yeah.
Me and Carson, I don't want to spoil too much.
No.
Episode 9 came out last week.
Yep.
You should definitely go give it a watch. It was a good one. Me and Carson, it's a good game. We really like that game.
It's a good game.
Really, really try not to. I can't say anything without giving shit away. So, to say the least,
I like the Super Bowl.
UFC is good.
Oh, I love him so much.
He's so good.
Okay.
But yeah, do go give it a watch. It was a good one.
Yep.
Let us know how you thought. Give it a like.
We are going to be taking a hiatus for a while.
Not with the pod, just
the
game.
games.
Just
so
the gaming.
Cade can focus on doing his own stuff.
Yeah, I am going to be starting a channel soon, and it's just going to be gaming stuff, like somewhat similar to what we have done here, but it'll probably get more perfected as we go.
And I'll be a cameo.
Oh, he'll be in them.
I'll be a little sneaky cameo. in there.
You know, I'm
Pull
not
a little sneaky Stanley.
I'm not funny by myself, so I have to like have friends to like.
There's
bounce
an
off
episode
of.
without me on there, and you're just
I'm playing solitaire.
you're playing Minecraft with your therapist.
Yep. Yep.
That would be some content, though.
No,
actually.
So when I was 6, I just sniped the shit out of that skeleton. And then
So they
that's
got a
just
sock
when
full of oranges.
pillowcase full of oranges.
Oh God, we're stalling.
We are.
I gotta pee really bad.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you want to hand me the would you rather's and I'll do that? You can go take a piss real quick, or do you just want to?
Let's just end it.
You want to do this together?
Yeah, let's just end this.
Do you want to do a would you rather though?
No, not really.
Not really.
I don't know how long we've been doing this, but
Me neither. It's hard to tell because this software doesn't give us a timestamp.
it just goes by seconds.
Does it really just do?
Look at it.
Oh yeah, it does. Oh, we're at 1,009.
Yeah.
That's not helpful. Actually, you know what? What does it say?
I don't think that's actually seconds.
It's in centimeters.
It is seconds. It's centimeters.
How many seconds?
1917. 1601. November 5th.
That can't be right.
No, that's not right.
That's not right.
Yeah, so I don't know what's going on.
That can't be right. That would be 32. Oh, I get it because, calculators do it to the hundreds, not minutes.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were Googling it. That's because it's to 60 seconds.
Speed, speed, speed. I am Speed. My name is Speed. Who is Speed? That's me.
Okay, bye.
My name's Barry Allen, and I'm the fastest.
I know we have to be quick, but did you watch the trailer?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It looks cool.
Oh, yeah, dude.
It looks
and
awesome.
Ben Affleck has the blue and gold. Did you see that?
No.
His cowl to his cape is the dark navy blue, and he's got the gold utility belt.
I didn't notice that.
And one of Michael Keaton's has that too.
Oh, that's so cool.
Oh, I'm so excited for it.
Okay, we'll talk about that more in a minute.
Yeah.
but,
Oh, yeah.
but really quick, if you are not on YouTube, hop on over to YouTube for me really quick. Hit that subscribe button. Hit like. Leave a comment. Turn those post notifications on. And look out for my channel in the near future. I'm sure we'll put in the suggested channels of the podcast account. And next week, I should have a name for the channel. It's not yet created, but I will get there. But yeah, be on the lookout for that. And I'll make sure you guys are safe. Have a good rest of your week. And we'll see you next time.
Next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Wait. Nice.
CK